Do you hike?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't a hiker at first, and then when I got my wife, she was just like, "Let's go hiking, let's do this," and I'm just like, "All right, man,
that'll do that."
Yeah,
yeah.
It's normally them.
Yeah.
And I was already exercising, so I was like, "All right, hiking seems fun. It's like it's a cheap date night too." I was like, I'm all for good, deep, like cheap dates.
Sure.
So I was like, "All right, let's do it." And some are just fun. Some are like the real deal. Like there was one where we had to take a break and was like, "All right, we might not." If we don't get out of here before night falls, we're fucked.
Oh yeah.
And so I kind of had to put us like on my back, not like carry her, but like, all right, you got to push through. If I got to like pull you, we got to get through this. But it was like it was the craziest hike we ever. I forgot where it was at. Pasadena. It was a crazy hike to where we were just like, yeah, this might be one of those. We got to get in better shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just went snowboarding recently, and that was a wake up call for me. I'm like, I got to start exercising because it killed me.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we look like we're slimmer guys. I was just like, oh, you're fine.
People assume that if you don't look fat, you're like, oh, you're in great shape. It's like, you can still be really out of shape and not be fat. Like you're winded and you're like, it's embarrassing. It's even, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I doubt Tony told the story on here, but man, I went hiking with TonyBaker and a buddy of mine, Chaz Rogers, some years ago. And I passed out on a hike with them. The worst thing you can do is pass on a hike with comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And we went hiking. 100% my fault. Before the hike, I had a leftover pastrami sandwich. I ate my pastrami.
Good hiking food.
I ate the most sodium-filled shit I could eat.
Yeah.
And I had this much water.
Oof.
And so I'm thinking I'm fine because I just wanted something to burn when I'm going up the hike. And I'm like, man, we're going up this hike. It was a pretty strenuous hike. And we're going. I keep having to take breaks and stops. And I mean, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Like you seem like you thought you was in shape or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening, man. I'm just, I was like, it's getting hot. You got a hoodie on. Take your fucking hoodie off. I said, that's a good idea. So take the hoodie off. We keep going. And I just couldn't shake being super hot.
Yep.
And dog, I was just like, hey guys, this is what Tony used to be heavy on Snapchat. He used to be on Snapchat every second. So I'm like, oh shit. I don't think I'm feeling this, guys. I'm going down. I was like, Tony, don't Snapchat me. And I just like slowly collapsed.
Yeah.
And Chaz, he's just laughing like he thinks it's funny.
Of course. He thinks it's the funniest thing ever.
And then I'm sitting there and I felt like my muscles like tighten, like everything went tight and I just like crumbled like this. And I was on the ground and I had to like put water in my mouth. I think my face like turned white. It was like crazy. And they were like, man, what the fuck happened? I was like,
yeah.
I had a pastrami sandwich. And it was like, why would you eat a pastrami sandwich?
Yeah.
It's like, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
That's all I had.
Yeah.
And bro, I passed out on a hike. And they thought we were going to have to get the helicopter because we were like damn near at the top.
Oh.
And I wasn't getting up. I was like,
your muscles are just tapped out. They're like, dude, we're not getting up right now.
yeah, so I wasn't like fully blacked out. I was like able to kind of like see blurry, but like I was like, there was no way I was going to be able to
Was it
move.
like the black stars like everywhere?
Yeah, it was like white stars and everything was like kind of black, but I was like seeing like a bunch of just like spots or whatever. Yeah, and it was scary, bro.
Yeah.
And they were just like, all right, Chad's like, I'm gonna have to carry this dude down. And luckily, like I was just able to slowly go, stop, go, stop, go. And I made it down, and I never heard the end of that shit. Still to this day, they won't let me go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They shouldn't. It was my fault.
yeah, that's rough. I've had that happen multiple times where I've almost like blacked out, or like when I've tried to exercise or something. Like I worked out one time with Jamar Neighbors at his gym.
Oh God, I already know.
Bro.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He is a beast.
Yeah.
And he was like, he goes, I'm gonna walk you through my workout routine.
I'm gonna walk you through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We started doing a sled up a hill and stuff at his gym, like pushing weights and running them up this hill. Dude, we were doing different crazy workouts with like weights and swinging them. And he's like, yeah, this is that Compton workout. And like, we are going so hard.
Yeah.
And I was with him for like maybe an hour. I had to lie down in the alleyway of the gym because I could not, like, I was so like, I can't get up.
Wow.
Like he completely knocked me out. And then at the end of the workout, like he's like, let's see how those abs are doing, man. Let's see how those abs are doing. And I pulled up my shirt It was the closest I've ever been to a six-pack, and he goes, Jim!
After one workout.
At the one workout with Jamar. It was insane. It was literally like he was transforming my body into like sculpting it.
He should have eased you in.
He should have eased me in.
I don't think you start off.
No, I got jumped into that workout. It was insane.
Yeah, you don't go that hard on the first day. You be like, all right, bro, like you see my body type, you see that I'm not like I'm trying to get there, and it's just like, all right, let's go hard, but like understand that I might need some breaks here and there.
I still think that he went super easy on me for Jamar's standards. Do you know what I mean? That's how hard he works out. And I think he's like, I'm going to start him out easy. And I was doing it. I was like, this is insane. So he'll bring it up to me every once in a while. He's like, hey, man, you want to go work out again?
You're like, so you haven't been back since?
No.
Why not, man? Oof. He got you some abs in a day.
I know, abs in a day. Yeah.
So
I need to go back.
Yeah, similar thing happened with Keon Poley. He's one of those guys that, he's a workout fiend, and I went with him. And I used to go out with him all the time because I used to stay with him and his family. And when I was working out with him, he's like, "Let's do a circuit after the workout." So I'm like, "Why? Why? We just worked out."
Right.
So we do a circuit, and I'm like, "Hey, Keon, man, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick." He's like, "All right, cool. We'll finish it when you come back." I go to the bathroom. This is how bad, this is how messed up I was. I was over the toilet in the stall. Piss, pubic hairs, everything all over the toilet. I didn't care. Yep. I went face first, arm first, and I actually didn't throw up. I kept like dry heaving, maybe because I was dehydrated.
Yeah.
So I was dry heaving, and then piss on the floor, everything. I said, the floor just seems nice and cool. Let me lay here. Didn't matter if it had piss. It had piss, pubic hair, everything. I just laid in it. And then some dudes walked in. They saw me just laying under the stall. They're like, what the fuck? They thought I was probably dead or something.
Sure.
They pulled me from under the stall, and then he was sticking like his knuckle in my chest to wake me up.
Like a sternum rub?
Yeah, to like to get me to come back up.
Yeah.
And some films, I was like, my chest. I was like, I'm having a heart attack. He was like, nah, bro. I see him doing this, and I was like, what the fuck? He's just like, yo, he's like, your face was like whiter than a white person's.
All void of color.
He's like, you had no color in your face. You were gone. And I was just like, oh shit. And then Keon comes in the bathroom like 15 minutes later. He's like, oh, here you are. Like, it's like, I thought I should check on you after a while. I'm like, yes, motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
I thought I was.
You're killing me.
Yeah. So now they're just like, Keenan, you have a water issue. You just like to be dehydrated. So now I just drink as much water as possible.
Dang.
Yeah. I had to learn my lesson the hard way.
Well, there you go. I guess I'm not working out with Jamar or Keon anytime soon.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're too shredded.
Yeah, I mean, I care about my body sexually.
Right? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I got a mirror. We got the closet mirrors. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right,
if you're looking over and you start seeing gut, you're like, all right, I need to hit the gym a little bit.
It's a very narcissistic thing, but it's like, so what? Like, I want to, you be like, oh shit, I'm full dad bod right now.
Yeah.
This is getting crazy.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Also, there's like, because I am a new dad, I also don't want to fall into that stereotype.
Right, yeah.
Oh, well, he had a new kid and, he let his body go. It's like, no, like, I don't want that happening.
You don't want that to be the excuse of why you just got fat. Do you feel like you'll be a fat, slim guy? Like you'll be like gut but still skinny arms and skinny face?
Bro, I gain weight in the worst ways. I get man titties, I get sides, and then just gut. But the arms and my face and everything, skinny. It does, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I take my shirt off and people be like, like so unexpected, like, oh, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, I was like, did you, what do you drink? What are you eating?
I literally, like, once I start gaining weight, in IG comments, like people will be like, getting some man tits on you. I'm like, what the frick?
Oh wow!
Yeah,
damn.
Like I remember wearing a hoodie once. Like I was posing with somebody at the comedy store or something, like another comedian, and people were like, "Hey, nice boobs, Jeremiah." I'm like, what the frick?
Yo, hey man, we get body shamed too, and that shit. It's as comedians, it's funny, but it hurts.
The roasting, I'm like, I can appreciate the roast. I'm like, okay, that's funny, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I need to work out.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, it's honesty and it's funny, but you're just like, all right, there's truth to this, and I don't want to end like this. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't ever want to wake up, because I know a buddy of mine. He said he's like I woke up and I was 120 pounds heavier. I was like, how do you wake up? He's just like, bro, I didn't realize I had put on 10, put on 7, put on 15, put on 10. He's like, okay, it's not too bad. It's not bad yet. It's not bad yet.
Right.
And then he's like, I looked up and I was like, he's like, I was close to 300. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I've gained a little bit of weight before, and I started snoring, and I didn't like that.
Well, yeah, because then you start creeping towards like needing a mask or something.
And I don't want to be that guy.
No, you don't want. Of course, you don't want to be that guy.
So yeah,
you don't want to be like, okay, night, baby.
Yeah. Ain't nothing sexy. That's no foreplay. I'm gonna like smash, and then I'm like, all right, baby. After the smash, how'd you like that? Oh, it was good, Zaddy. Oh, was it good? Okay, good night. Oh, yeah. That's not appealing, man.
Hey, are you in the mood? No. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't want to be that guy. So I was just like, man, I'm gonna at least I'm gonna try to walk as much as possible because walking's great cardio.
Yeah.
And then I go to the gym. And I just try to like at least I do a little bit more than average. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm burning whatever, but I'm not going to be like you said, Jamar or Keon.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the next level.
That's dedication that I don't know if I really care about.
That's my thing is like if I enjoyed working out more, then I could see myself getting shredded.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people same boat as me. If there was like a role on the line,
boom, there it is.
Where it's like, hey, Keenan.
Yep.
You are going to be in the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
We need you to gain 15 pounds of muscle.
Yep.
By 90 days from now. We're going to hook you up with a trainer, but we need to hold you to it where you're eating properly. Do you think you could do that for us?
Easy.
Right.
Easy work. Because at that point, one, there's a high chance that you're in a position where you have the money to probably even hire a chef for that 90 days, or at least be on a meal plan. And then if they're giving you a trainer, there's no excuse. And then at the end of the day, you don't want to be the first out of shape Marvel guy. You want to be the first guy on Marvel to be like, all right, Jeremiah with the dad bod, and you're supposed to be ripped. Like, they got to CGI you. It's like, it's terrible.
So supposedly this actually did happen with Robert Pattinson with the Batman. I guess he refused to do their workout plans that they wanted him to. So he is probably going to be one of the skinnier Batmans that we've ever seen.
Really?
He supposedly was not following his diet and his workout plan, and he did not get shredded like they wanted him to.
Oh, wow. Because, have you watched the trailers at all?
Yeah.
They look incredible.
No, it looks awesome.
But
I don't think we're going to see a shirtless scene with him, though. I think they're going to cut that out. I really do, because I think that he didn't play their game.
Okay. Why though? Like, why wouldn't you want to?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know why you would, put that line in saying like, no, like this version of Batman isn't ripped.
I would have been like, all right, the vetting process would have been like, all right, bro, so this is what we're expecting from our Batman.
Yeah. Also, do you really want this?
Yeah.
You're going to be Batman.
Yeah. Bro, there has to be a shirtless scene, one for the ladies, but two for the fans of just like, all right, when Bruce gets hurt, gets
right,
himself
more so
up.
when he gets beat up and you want to see when he, it's more real.
Now you got to see this ice cream soft built body, and it's just like, what are you talking about? He's like built like a sloth, and it's just like, nobody wants to see that shit. They're just going to show an arm shot watch. It's going to be him patching up his shoulder, like, oh, all right, here we go.
Yeah, he's got like waistband marks and stuff like drawstring marks in the belly.
It's just ridiculous, dog.
Yeah. Dude, one thing I love about you and your crew that you make stuff with is how much you guys support each other.
Oh yeah.
I love that camaraderie in comedy. I feel like it's missing from a lot of people. I feel like a lot of stand-ups feel like the only way I'm going to get ahead is if it's me. Yeah. And for example, you're wearing DC Irvin's Prove It Gang beanie right now. Yeah. I just love that. And really, like a few years back, I had been seeing your comedy for years, like around like mics and shows and stuff like that. But I watched you as part of the TonyBaker and Friends special that y'all put out. And I was just really impressed with everybody's sets on there. And I just thought it was so cool that like the mentality of like, the rising tide raises all ships. Yeah. Like I really appreciate like how you guys support each other. And I follow you guys real close on IG, and I really love all the content you guys are putting out.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I think, actually, all credit to DC. I don't know how much he wants me to say about this, but kind of DC, we were all friends, but DC kind of got us together in a sense, was just like, all right, let's take this serious as a friend group. Like, let's help each other out. Let's, Tony especially, he's the guy. Let's make sure like we look out for each other, and whatever we can do to help each other out, let's do it. For me, I felt weird at first because I grew up in the era like if you help, or if you like support friends, they'd be like, oh, you dick riding. It's the craziest thing in the world to me.
Isn't that weird? How that's a mentality with some people where you're like, what are you trying to get out of this? It's like, dude, can I not support my brother like in this way, like where you're not judging it? Like,
yeah,
we're all trying to help each other out here.
Yeah, for me, it's like there's enough money for all of us. Number one.
Yep. There's enough money. There's enough spots. There's enough views for everybody.
Where a lot of times we're also told, especially as Black comics too, that it is the sorry,
all good.
It's the one can make it type thing. So it's like the crabs in a barrel thing, or it's like they're only choosing one, and it's like that's not necessarily true. I always feel like too our particular crew, we're all different. Like Tony's not me, I'm not Tony, I'm not Keon. Keon's not DC, Chaz.
Well, all of you
Brandon
bring
Lewis,
something comedically very different to the table.
Exactly, and that's what I think. That's why we all mesh so well too. Was like we never tried to fit in. We would just literally like we got cool because like somebody like I think we just stand up for diversity first, and like me, DC, and Chaz and another cat, Joker Pace. We just drove to Seattle one year, and we just got close doing that. And then we went on a road with Tony. We went to not Cobb's. It was a Purple Onion at the time. You remember Purple Onion?
Yeah.
Years ago, but there was a Purple Onion up there in the Bay Area, and then we went on a road trip there. And it was literally like it's one of those fill out processes. Like we talked, and we were already cool. But now going on the road is where you see if you can laugh at somebody for hours.
Yep.
And then after that, we were just like, oh, these are like my brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And support. It just like you said, it felt. At first, it was like, man, I remember somebody DM me, and the comment was like, man, you be out here dick riding so and so. And first thing I said, first thing I was just like, all right, bro, I got to meet with you in person because I want to see. One, I want to see if you're gonna say this in my face.
Right.
That's number one.
Right.
And two, it's like, why would you think that this is my actual friend?
Yeah.
Like, I want you to make it too. It's not just him or her. It's like I want all of us to make it.
Yep.
But people have a very uncomfortable feeling with, like you said, it has to be me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue to support each other, and if you feel like we're dick riding, so what? And anybody say it to my face. That's me. Say it to my
we
face.
out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who says that, like, they're not. I mean, they're a negative person just inherently if they're saying that. And like, I just disregard and delete those kind of comments. I'm just like moving on because like the people who are the people who do appreciate you guys, which is a lot of people, like they see what you're doing.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, even like it's like sometimes we don't see the algorithms are terrible anyways on Instagram and stuff like that. But it's like I remember when you put yours out, it was like, yo, why wouldn't I repost? Like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
If anybody that I know is doing something like that, it's just like, yo, I want them. If I have even if I have one fan that'll be like, yo, I never knew who Jeremiah was. Let me watch this now. I'm like, I'm a fucking real fan now.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's be happy about that. It's
that goes a long way. I tell people, anybody who watches this podcast, Jeremiah Wonders, I'm like, if you like them on the podcast, reach out and tell them that you enjoyed them. So reach out to Keenan Baker on social media, say what's up, give him those follows on IG and YouTube and all this stuff, because he and his crew are doing some really cool things, and you guys put out a lot of good content too. It's like I complimented Keon when he was on the show too, because I'm like, people don't realize the amount of effort and work that you guys are putting in, and at high quality too, and consistently.
It came from Tony. Like, Tony's had a few calls with me, and they weren't necessarily the most friendly calls. He'd be like, hey man, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like, you need to be more consistent.
Right.
Hey, I got it, man. Do you? All right. I'm not consistent. Hit me back. Man, what the fuck are you doing, man? Tony, what the fuck are you doing? You told me you're gonna be consistent. You ain't out here being consistent.
Is TonyBaker calling into the show right now?
Tony Baker's punk ass. I told Keenan Baker's punk ass he needs to be more consistent with his online content and haberdasheries and hemoglobins. I told his bitch ass if he does, he's gonna go to the heavens.
Well, Tony, in Keenan's defense, you do post probably more than anybody that I know. So is it hard standards to live up to?
Shut your ass up, alright? Just put the work in. Be consistent.
Right.
Tired of the excuses.
Oh, that's okay.
Alright?
All right. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just like you post like 5-6 times a day. I mean, you make me feel self-conscious
I post
sometimes.
19 times a day.
Oh,
Get it right. Count them.
Okay. 19. Okay.
God damn it. Now, if you can post half that, you'll get some. You'll be just as far as I am. But your ass is lazy. That's what it is.
Well, I'm balancing a lot of things. I wouldn't call me lazy.
I don't got a family. I ain't got shit I gotta do. I ain't on the road.
Okay. Yeah. You make a good point. Yeah.
Excuses like assholes. We all got one. They all stink.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, maybe I'll find my niche. You got the animal videos. I love all those.
Just put out content. Your niche. I gotta find a niche. Just put the goddamn content out, man. Stop making excuses.
I can feel the wind of your hand coming at me while you're talking.
Stop with the goddamn excuses. Why is his hand so big? What? Stop with the goddamn excuses, huh?
Huh?
You punk ass up and get the content out.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in the show, Tony. It was great having you as a guest on previously, and it's nice that you're calling in to support your brother, Keenan. So thanks for calling in.
Whenever you're not consistent, you just hear my voice and make sure it pops in your head. I'm not being consistent. Get your punk ass consistent.
Okay. All right. Thank
See
you.
the hand too, all right?
All right.
I want it to be in your dreams.
Right. Okay.
So ridiculous, huh?
Jeremiah Wonders is brought to you by Upstart. If you dread looking at your credit card statements, you're not alone. Debt can feel crippling, but Upstart can help you on your path to financial freedom. You think I paid for this hotel with cold hard cash? No, it's called credit card debt. Upstart is a fast and easy way to get a personal loan to pay off your debt all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debts, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. That's something that I don't know about when my credit card debt is going to end. I don't know, have a final date. But Upstart knows when to help you. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in just 5 minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. You can even receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Sounds incredible. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Jeremiah. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. That's upstart.com/Jeremiah. Here's the fine print. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/Jeremiah. I'm also on tour. You might want to go see me in San Francisco, California, or Cincinnati, Ohio coming up. Austin, Texas, perhaps. Many other dates coming on the books your way. But I digress. Let's get back into this episode with my pal, Keenan Baker, on Jeremiah Wonders. Yeah, I always love that Tony points with the whole hand.
Yeah. I mean, he's such a. I feel like he's such an impressionable person. When you get around him, sometimes you even start to pick up his cadence. It can be kind of like, it can be kind of scary. You know, I've seen people do that, or they start talking like him a little bit too.
When I stayed with, it's so silly, but this is a weird comparison. But when I stayed with a buddy who had British parents, like I stayed over his place like in high school for a night, for like a couple nights, and by the end of the weekend, I was talking a little bit like this.
Wow.
I was hearing it so much and I liked it.
Yeah.
So like, I was like when I called, my mom called me, I'm like, hello. She's like, why are you talking like that? I'm like, what do you mean? Like just a little bit of a hint of British. And she's like, you're talking different right now.
Did you do it on purpose, or was you just like, it literally like you just subconsciously?
I think it was subconsciously because the son of the parents, he started slipping into his accent around his parents. So then I was hearing that, and it was like this weird trickle down effect. So by the end of the week, I'm like, hello, how are you?
Yeah, I can see that. If you're around somebody for a long period of time and they have like a strong personality like that, you might fall into that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I slip into some Kansas isms when I'm home for a long time. Just dropping the ends of stuff, like, you know what I mean? Not really enunciating, like that kind of thing. Okay,
so is Kansas more like Midwest in the sense of like, have you ever watched Bobby's World?
Oh yeah, I loved Bobby's
Is that
World.
Midwest?
Yeah, that's more Minnesota, like that's
yeah,
more like
Soda,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, they've got a stronger accent, like around there. That's almost like the Minnesota, and then almost like that Canada kind of accent.
Got it. Yeah.
Kansas isn't quite that hard, but there's a little bit of like, you know what I mean? It's like every once in a while, you're like, oh, did I hear a little country something in there?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just slipping in and out of that.
Good old Kansas, man.
Good old Kansas.
Yeah, performed there. No, that was that was Omaha. When they literally, I had a great sets, and they literally were like, I got a letter written about me about how they don't ever want me back there again. But I had good sets.
Why?
They thought I guess when I was opening up for Tony, and I guess they figured it was supposed to be a clean show.
Okay.
And
did they tell you this was a clean show?
It's not a clean show.
Okay.
Because they assume Tony's a clean comedian because he's not necessarily really, really super dirty online as much, or they don't pick it up. Because Tony be cussing, but they don't pick it up like that.
Right.
So I went in there. I was talking about eating ass, talking about a bunch of stuff, right? And depending on how I feel, I might even open with that. I don't like. I just do what I feel.
Whatever you feel like.
Yeah. And I was like, cool. I was like, man, I was in Omaha. I was like, man, Omaha's live. I didn't know Omaha was this lit.
Yeah.
And then, I get a text, and then he's just like, yo, yeah, we're not. We got some complaints. And I was like, from who? Because when I was there, it looked like I sold all my merch out for the first time.
Right.
All that. I'm like,
you're killing.
Yeah. So I'm like, if even if 2 people complain, 3 people complain, I sold over 50 shirts. At least 50 people like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it was discouraging. I almost changed my whole set after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But do you think that it was just management of the clubs who did that?
I think even whoever complained to the manager, because they literally tried to get me pulled from opening after that.
The whole week from the rest of the weekend?
No, they tried to get me from opening at the rest of those clubs.
Oh my goodness.
They had the next stop that we did. They had the next stop. Literally, the manager was just like, "Hey man, so you've been an opener for the past few?" I was like, "Yeah." They was like, "All right, the main guy told me to keep an eye on you, just to watch you." And I'm thinking it's a good thing. I'm thinking he's telling me so I can, come back and headline or something. It's
right.
Like, fine, I'm gonna get my chance. Right? So I'm sitting up, I'm like, I'm hyped.
You're about to double down on this set. You're about to go extra hard in the paint. You're like, oh, I got eyes on me now? Let's do this. Right,
so
right.
I do. So I go, it was in Tampa. I go and I do that set. And then I'm like, hell yeah. Like, I'm like, I had a good set again. And he called me up to the office, the manager that first talked to me about it. He's like, have a seat, man. He was like, so I'm just going to be real with you. The guy that kind of runs the clubs was like, hey, man, this guy is way too dirty. And he's one of like the most dirtiest comedians that we've seen or been around. And it's too much. And, and he's like, did you do this set in the other city? In your other cities? I said, I've been doing this set for a while now. He was just like, there's nothing dirty about this for real. Like, he's like, eating ass? He was like, okay, who cares? He's like,
right.
And he said there was another comedian that came there a few weeks before. I won't name the person, but like, he was like, this person came here, and he was like, now that, he was like, that person sells out, so there's nothing we're going to say about it, but that's dirty.
Yeah.
What you do it's R, but it's not like, kids shouldn't be here anyways. Or if you don't like some curse words, don't come. He's like, bro, I'm giving you a good fucking word back. I'm going to make sure you're good. But I didn't even know I was being pretty much set up.
That's so weird. I mean, that's so weird that guy just had it out for you in that way then. It's cool the other manager to acknowledge, like, this guy is being weird. Yeah,
and I'm glad that he stuck up for me, because that could have been like, all right, if they would have been that hard, like I said, Tony's type of person, he would have fought it. But still, he shouldn't have to. There shouldn't be. Yeah,
it becomes an inconvenience for him as the headliner to have to even have that discussion.
Yeah. So I'm glad it ended up working out, of course. But that was the time I was like, man, am I going to have to change my... Like, I don't mind changing my set, but it was just like, is it really that bad?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. It was discouraging for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, from how you described... and I just imagine that you're just like... Omaha, make some noise for eating ass. Who likes eating ass in here? You. I know y'all are into auctioneer. Do we have a fat ass? Do we have a skinny ass? Do we have a white ass? Do we have a brown ass? Who likes eating ass? And then you're like, I don't know why.
Even if I did that, they're getting laughs.
I know.
Who cares?
That's the thing. If it's getting laughs at the end of the day, just by the amount of merch that you sold, I can tell for a fact that you killed, because that's a lot of shirts to move in during a show.
As a feature,
crazy.
I was averaging at one point like 10 shirts the whole weekend at one point, and then when I got with Tony, it just got better because his fan base is just, they're fun. But I guess, some people, I understand, some people come to the show, they're a little bit older and they're probably more of a church crowd, and they might be like, yo, we didn't come here for this. But it's just like, I don't understand that concept. It's like, anywhere if I'm going to a comedy show, even if I wasn't a comedian, I'm not going to a place where it's like, all right, everything's not supposed to be for me.
Right.
They don't know me.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm going to go see a comedian, it's like, there's going to be some shit that I like and love. There might be some shit I'll be like, all right, I'm going to tap out of that one. And then it might be the next one, I'm like, I'm back again. But I'm not going to like turn off from this comedian and be like, I'm done with him. Like, it's over now. They made a joke that I didn't like. It's just like, all right, some going to hit, some going to miss for you.
I mean, if you had that mentality, you couldn't watch any movie because you'd be like, I don't like that villain. I'm not, do you know what I mean? Or I don't like this character in here. Like, I'm not supporting it. Anytime they come on the screen, I'm just going to shut down. And like, that's a weird mentality to have.
It's stupid. I watch anime, and there's an anime called Attack on Titan, and there's a character on there named Gabby, a little girl, and fuck her. Like, she's the worst character in anime history. If I can sock her even as a kid, if I had a little sister, I'd get her beat up. That's how much I hate this character. Like, she's a piece of shit.
What's her deal?
It pretty much it's kind of a deep anime, but it's pretty much like she was told her whole life that these people are like the devils, right?
Yeah.
And then realizing that it's like she just was fed some bullshit, and then now these people are that are called the devils kind of even helped her out and showed her that they're not bad people. She's still trying to like get them killed.
Yeah.
And so she's just an idiot. So when I'm looking at her just like, but I don't go like, I can't watch this show anymore. I go like, fuck her.
Right.
I just be like, when I get on this, when she comes on the screen, I'm just like, ugh. But it's also, I also give it up to good writing. Like, you made me hate somebody for real.
If you're that invested in someone, that's why I always say, like with crowds and stuff like that, I would rather them hate me than be apathetic after the show.
Yes.
I hate that. Yeah, that was all right. Like, what? Yeah. That's what you feel after I just freaking gave you an hour of freaking energy and entertainment? Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Did you ever get into Pokemon ever?
Yes.
Ooh,
yeah. I was, man, dude. I was kind of a nerd that got girls and hooped. So I was saved. It was like since I was an athlete somewhat. Like, I wasn't like the greatest athlete, but I was respected in a sense. Yeah. But I was still like the guy that watched Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon. I was in graduating from high school because I was like playing Pokemon on my Game Boy Advance, like in class all the time.
We talking blue? We talking red?
I had blue. And then was it what came up after that? I think I ended up getting the yellow one.
Yeah, the Pikachu version.
Yeah. And then I think there was like was it like a diamond or
sapphire,
something
like that? Yeah.
I ended up getting one of those. And I just was I'll be in class and I was like, work. Yeah, I need to catch these Pokemon.
Right.
And my grades went from like, I wasn't a great kid anyways, but I went from like B's to like D's and F's.
Whoa. Yeah. They got a hold of you.
Yeah. And then I used to hide my report card. My dad's a Marine, and it's so much shit, but like my dad ended up marrying a principal, so she knew when report cards came. Ooh. So when she got into our life, I was fucked.
Yep. She was outing you all the time.
She's like, you know the report cards came, James. Did your son show you his report card?
And you're like, shut up,
like, you bitch. You bitch.
What are you doing?
I almost said something fucked up, but yeah. I almost said something that was terrible, but it's yeah. I think I can say it. Fuck it, man. So like her and my dad used to like have issues, like they used to get into physical altercations.
Yeah.
And like, she would put her hands on him. He would put his hands on her from time to time. My dad was an alcoholic, so he's not now. He's sober now, so he's great now. He's in a good space now. So don't judge my father now. But back then, he would get into it with her. They would get into it, and they would put their hands on each other. And when she started outing me, I was kind of just like, Yeah. I'm like, no. It's like,
Yeah, you're like, I've seen how this movie plays out.
I cut my Game Boy Advance on and be like, I cut the volume up, put the headphones on. I'm like,
dude.
horrible.
Yep.
But I at a certain point I felt that way because she was that's terrible to say. I go ahead and cancel me. Go ahead, but because of domestic violence. But hey, man, I wasn't doing it.
Just wishing it on other people.
I wasn't wishing it. I was just. What do you want me to do? I'm a kid. I'm gonna stop this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to playing Pokemon. There was something about the trading of like the cables and stuff between people that felt so futuristic, where I was like, this is insane that somebody is literally you know what I mean, sending me something, transferring me a Pokemon into the palm of my hands. This is nuts.
You know what's funny? I didn't think about that. That was highly advanced at that time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
was like way before text messages and everything.
Yeah, damn. Wow.
It was literally transferring data like in real time from a Game Boy to Game Boy. And it was like, I just remember like being blown away, like it was a magic trick. Like, how did they do this? Because before that, like, you know, I was used to like floppy disks and everything like that.
Yeah,
and, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like Pokemon and the Game Boy system kind of changed the game with stuff like that. And then once cell phones came into play, and then of course the PS2s and 3s and stuff like that. But I feel like even with cell phones, being able to just instantly do things like that, it was just, it's game changing. But you were a Pokemon guy, or?
Oh yeah. I loved, also, so I had all the games, and then also I still, one of my comfort shows, you have like comfort shows that you'll sometimes watch just like if you need to just like zen out and like calm down.
Yep.
Pokemon Indigo League is one of my comfort shows.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day?
Yep. Like if my wife's not around, like she's out of town or something, or she's like with the baby somewhere, and like I need to just turn off from like editing and stand up and stuff, I'll throw on some Pokemon Indigo League, and I'm like,
yeah. Do you feel judged when she's around or something? Like, do you feel like she's like,
I watched it, I guess, while she was falling asleep next to me one night, and I guess she had nightmares.
Oh, wow.
From just because it's so like erratic, like the voice is like, oh, I don't know, Misty, and it's like, oh, Ash, I don't know. It's like, it's so like fast paced and like stimulation. So like falling asleep to that is probably not the best. She's like, I slept really weird last night. Oh. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I won't be watching that
when you're around, but
you're around.
I'm gonna keep watching.
But I'm gonna keep watching this.
Yeah.
I'm slowly going through all the episodes again. I'm still in season 1. I forgot that there's so many. There's like 60 or 70 like per season.
Yeah, I feel like back then seasons were seasons. Like it was
like legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not these 9 or 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's not even a season to me. That's like a season break, and then
that's a breeze.
Yeah.
Not a full season.
Yeah. So do you feel like do you feel like it's like the same when you're a kid though? Like you're just like, man, it's giving me that same nostalgia, or is it just like?
Yeah, I think so. Like I really, it's just one of those shows where a lot of those 90s animated shows, I just get that nostalgia from, where I'm like, this is like, they're just feel good shows where you don't have to think too much.
Yeah.
The animation is very stylized and cool, and it's not too, I really don't like what they're doing with some of this 3D animation for these kid shows. I think there's something better about like just the art and everything, the way that it's animated back in the day.
Yeah, I agree. I think even when I watch like some animes now on Netflix, I'm like, this 3D shit is just it's not. I don't like. I like to know that it's an anime, like a cartoon. I don't want to feel like it's anything real.
Yeah, exactly. You want to like escape.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I watch it for. It's
and
like,
then when it's 3D and stuff, you're like, this is reminding me of reality. I think it takes you out of it a little bit.
There it is. That's perfect. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that's why I watch what I watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
let's get into this next segment. It's called WIG.
WIG.
All right, it's Black History once again this year, and that will do it once again for us here at the news station. Wishing everybody a happy Black History Month and a good evening.
Yes. The shortest month, but the greatest month.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's the greatest month of the year, but it is a month.
just the month. That's all right. What's your favorite month?
Well, there's not a White History Month, so
here we go. There's not. I mean, January, March, April, May. I mean, I guess June is considered LGBT, gay pride, and lesbian month. But you have like 10 other months that's White History
what
Month.
do you mean by we have 10 other months?
What are you trying to? What are you people situation mean? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Are you trying to you people me?
I mean, you people. This came from y'all. Y'all do this to us. Don't. What are you trying to say right now?
What happened to your news anchor voice? You sound very different right now.
That's called code switching. When I'm on air, I'm that way. Now we here. Don't let the hair fool you. We here right now, but now we here. You out here. Where's the White History Month? Where's that at?
I'm just saying, it's there hasn't been anything ordained by the U.S. like Black History Month. We don't have a holiday.
I mean, is it even Black History Month or is it Valentine's Day month? That's what it seems more. I see more sales for that. I don't see any Black History sales. I don't see Martin Luther King suits on sale. I don't see that. I don't see Malcolm X suits and bean pies on sale. I don't see none of that shit.
Well, Cupid seems to be a little bit more enticing than some of the other things that are going on in the Black History Month.
A little fiction ass white baby, huh?
I mean, he's pretty cute, isn't he?
He's a little adorable.
I'm just saying, Black History Month. What do you think?
What do you know about Black history? Can you even name 19 black people from Black history?
19?
19, yes.
You want me to try to name 19?
I want you to try to name 19 right now in front of me, in front of America, if you can.
You want me to name 19?
I want you to name 19.
19 African Americans in history.
No, not just in history, like they did something. So you ain't gonna be naming your friends like Jamal and shit. I need you to name people that did something.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
Let me give this a shot.
Okay, let's go.
Eli Whitney and the Cotton Gin.
The what?
The Cotton Gin. The Cotton Gin.
The Cotton Engine.
The Cotton and Gin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google that.
Eli Whitney, the Cotton Gin.
Okay, we're Googling all these names too. Okay.
George Washington Carver, peanut butter.
Oh, so he going to the go-to. That's the go-to. Oh, peanut butter.
Can you name a black man that created something better than peanut butter?
I mean, yes.
Oh, name me too.
Oh, this is about you. This is about you.
Here we go. Yeah.
I asked you first.
Okay, great.
You're being very passive aggressive.
Yeah,
right
I got
now.
17 more, but I'd like to hear 2 of yours.
Well, I'd like to hear the 17 first, and I'll get to my 2.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
They did something better than make peanut butter.
Okay, I mean,
okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so here comes 17 more at you.
Okay, listen, they gotta be better than peanut butter. Peanut butter is great, even though I have a peanut allergy my damn self, but go ahead.
Okay. Here comes another one for that ass.
Oh, for that ass? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're stalling for that ass, but go ahead.
Who knows?
Okay.
All right. Here comes 17 more.
All right.
Hot off the fryer.
Oh, that sounded very. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Delicious?
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay, great. Charles Roscoe.
You're gonna go with that. Off on Pico.
And Jemima. The syrup lady.
The one that they that's not. She didn't invent the syrup.
Uncle Ben. Rice. Harriet Tubman.
Okay, there we go. We got
Underground
one.
Railroad.
Okay.
See?
Slicing up a few of y'all.
You stopped counting with your fingers.
Okay, that's about what 6.
That's 6.
Okay, maybe.
Michael.
Wait, hold on. Aunt Jemima don't count. She was on a bottle. They built her like they didn't say, all right, a black person didn't create Aunt Jemima syrup. The hell you talking about? That shit don't count.
I'm pretty sure she invented syrup.
I'm pretty sure they picked her and they got her from like back in the day, like a slave, and they just built it around it. That don't sound like a good one, Jeremiah. We're gonna take that one off.
Well, my name is definitely not Jeremiah.
You don't want to put that on you on the newscaster. Chet still?
Sure. Chet Lightning.
Chet Lightning, yes. Chet, keep naming these.
So we're gonna
minus that one.
I've got 14 left.
No, you got 15 left. We're gonna remove Aunt Jemima because she wasn't up. Yes.
Okay, so George Washington Carver, Eli Whitney, Harriet Tubman. Does Charles Roscoe count?
Charles Roscoe is yes. We can count Charles Roscoe.
Okay.
What's his name? Charles though. I know Roscoe was there, but is his name Charles?
Don't worry about that.
No, see, yeah, you out here just making up shit.
Listen, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Also, number 45.
Number 45. What? The president?
Barack Obama.
Barrio. Okay.
Barrio.
Okay. You pulling out your ass right now.
Kamala Harris.
Does she claim black, or does she claim West Indian?
In February, she does.
I gotta Google that.
LeBron James.
Now you just naming athletes. Nah, bro. You just, I watch sports. Let me Russell Wilson dating Sierra, one of the few black quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl.
Right. Okay. Also, BB King.
Okay.
Nat King Cole.
You making it too easy. You name somebody that did. All right, they did something for the people. Okay, they did. They technically did.
Jesse Jackson.
In the words of Cedric the Entertainer's character on Barbershop, fuck Jesse Jackson. I didn't say it, he said it.
Right.
Got it.
Okay. All right. That's pretty much 19. Now name your two black people that did something better than create peanut butter. One of the best inventions of all time.
Well, Mansa Musa is one of the most important black people in the history. Owned most of, if not almost all the gold at one point, is the richest person to have ever lived. Bam, I won.
One.
Name
one more person that created something better than peanut butter. Create is the key word here. Did this man create gold? I don't think so. I'm calling you out right now.
We can go. I'm calling you out right now.
I'm calling you out right now.
All right, we can go to the Tahotep. Created pretty much a whole system and a whole, pretty much, this is going to go a little deep here. Pretty much created a lot of, like, some African proverbs that pretty much a lot of religion based their commandments off of. I'll just say that. And either that or he was also prominent in medicine.
I also thought of another one.
Go ahead.
Black Panther.
You're going to make me get up out the seat and whip your ass.
Well, this has been a fun Learning More Black History Month section of the show.
9 people we named. That we're letting slide. Some of them ain't sliding.
That's a full basketball team plus 4 people on the bench. Woo. All right, I think we did it.
Yeah.
WIG.
19 to name anything is so funny. I don't believe you unless you say 19 of them right now.
You just like, can I name 19 anything confidently? Probably NBA players.
Probably.
Because I'm an NBA player guy, but yeah.
No, I was having to like, I was like, oh, put me on the spot with like inventors and.
Well, I always say this too. When it comes to stuff like anything like that, when you put it on the spot, and is that like specific, the pressure comes in. You go, oh shit! Like, all right, what did I learn in school? You should have tried to dig in. I'm going because even when I said 19, I said shit.
That character didn't even say Martin Luther King, by the way.
Yeah, didn't say Martin. Didn't say Malcolm X.
He didn't say Malcolm. Do you know what I mean? Like all like the main like historical figures. Like, what about this?
Yeah. The one that we get all taught about in history. Besides Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes you go, and it's like I know if I sat down and like wrote them down, like all right, cool, I can go and knock them out. But on the spot, I'd be like, wait a second, Harlem Renaissance. Now I got to go back in history. I got to go back and further history. It can be kind of It's on the spot. I did it. I was. If you would have named 19, that would have been the fucking greatest.
Oh yeah.
Like, put me in my place and to give me my 2 that did something better than peanut butter. I'd be like, oh shit. I would have just had a malfunction on the camera and be like, all right, man, my wife's calling me. I gotta get a body.
Yeah,
here,
I gotta go. Thanks for having me. Let's get into this final segment. Before we do the final segment, do you have any plugs or anything that you want to do for your socials or anything like that? Do that right now.
Yeah. Keenan Baker on everything, man. Keenan Baker, Keenan Baker, on all social media platforms. Go to KeenanBaker.com/shop. I got some dope merch on there. Support all my comrades, man. DC Irvin, Keon Poley, Brandon Lewis, Chad Rogers, TonyBaker, man. Support all those guys. Support Jeremiah, Watkins in his podcast, man. I appreciate you even having me, man. You know, we've been in this game a long time together, so I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, dude, of course. And I appreciate you coming by to do the show, and then also just it's just cool to see like our class of comics, like everybody, like, you know, we're hitting that bag every day and walking through that sludge all the time, just trying to get up that hill farther and farther, and everybody's doing it. You know, it takes obviously longer than we'd all like to or maybe thought it would, but like it's super rewarding and it's super cool to see everybody leveling up.
Do you feel like our class is next? I kind of feel like people from our class has gotten big things, but do you feel like our class is about to hit that stride to where we're like the next one's getting consistently like good work?
I think so. I think that the class above us is really hitting their stride right now, and that's people like the Andrew Santinos and Tony and stuff like that, where like they're like Fahim Anwar, like different comics like that are Kyle Herbie just got passed to the store. That's really cool. I was really stoked to see that happen because that dude is so funny, and like
he's been in the game for a second too.
I know. I really do. I think that there's some cool stuff that's going on, and like it's just like a matter of time, as they always say.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. So this final segment we're gonna close out. It's called Sax Talk. Oh, Sax Talk.
So the don't want to say any names, of course, but the lady I lost my virginity to, man. After we have got it, we got it in a few times, and I was coming back over her house. I rode my bike over her house, and it was actually my dad's bike, and he told me, you know, he always told me to not ride my bike too far. Rode my bike to her house. And went over there. We started, you know, getting it in, and I got greedy. We had sex one time, and you know, I tried to go for another round, and man, her dad came home. Her dad and her uncle came home. Yeah, Pops and her uncle came home. I had to hide under the bed for like 45 minutes. Yeah. They came, and you know, they knew I was there because they saw the bike, because I put the bike like in the backyard, like next to like one of their sheds or whatever. So he's like, he's just kind of like trying to probe in her room a little bit. He walked into her room, and luckily she had, I guess he respected her boundaries somewhat, so he didn't go under the bed, and yeah. So I'm under the bed for like 45 minutes. And so now she's just sitting on the bed watching TV, and she's just talking to me like kind of quietly. Like I'm under the bed. She's just kind of like, they're going to probably leave in like 15 minutes. And they told me they're going to go look for you. Yeah. So they went out looking at her and her uncle, and they're a little older, but they got weapons with them. They got like a bat. They might have had some other extracurricular. I don't know. So night has already fell. And my dad was really big on me not riding my bike at night too. So they locked the bike up in the shed. Now I'm like, I'm fucked. They leave the house. I jump out of her back window. Her back window's kind of high. I fall, hit my head on a brick. Yeah. Hit my head on a brick. And she gives me, sorry you hurt yourself kiss or whatever. And I leave, and she's just like, yo, look out for like a blue Toyota Camry. If you see a blue Toyota Camry, she's like, run as fast as you can. If you can't outrun them, yeah. Like if you can't outrun them, like you're fucked. So now I gotta walk home, and walking home, my head's on a swivel. My head's on a swivel the whole time, and I'm like halfway home, and I see my brother, like my older brother, probably like he's about 17 months older than me, and he has a car. So I see him in his old school Bug. He's driving with one of our friends, and when I see him, he immediately sees me. And he whips around. So I'm like, oh, like thank goodness. And he pulls up to me. He's like, yo, what the hell are you doing, man? Your dad told me to come get you because you mess around at this stupid girl's house or whatever. He said, he said, don't be out late, and now you're out, past the night, and you had to, ride the bike back and whatever. He's like, where's the bike at? And I'm like, oh man, I told him the story, and he's just like, oh shit, you're fucked. So I get home, and one thing my dad told me not to do is ever lie, and I've lied before, but I just told my dad the truth. I told him exactly what happened, and her dad and my dad, they call on the phone, and he ends up coming to the house, and my dad was like, yo, go to the room. I'm gonna have a discussion with this man. And so they have a discussion. They're going back and forth, and I hear it escalate, like get crazy, like, well, fuck you. Your daughter shouldn't have been a hoe. You should have. Yeah. It got crazy. When your son is out here, leave my daughter on, all that stuff like that. You ain't getting your bike back. I tell you that shit. You got to come get it. I dare you to come get it. It got very aggressive, very fast. And then a few days later, she ends up breaking the shed, like the lock on the shed. And then she ends up giving my bike back. Literally lied to her dad and said, like, some people in the neighborhood broke it and took it. Look, ride or die. She was ride or die for sure. And I was just like, yo, I remember telling my dad. So years later, this is wrap the story up. Years later, or probably like 5 years ago. This happened when I was like 16. So this is 5 years ago. I remember bringing my dad's story up to my dad again. He was like, hey, man, that's crazy. He was like, yeah, I never told you this, but me and her dad talked previously, and we set that whole thing up to where we didn't want you guys to get back together after that. Yeah. That whole, when they came to the house part, they talked on the phone, I guess, previously, and said, this is what we're going to somewhat do. And then, because it was like, yo, you can't see each other after this. So we literally had broke up right after that. We broke up and she got me my bike back, but we ended up having to break up. But he was like, yeah, we talked and we literally like set this up. So we felt like y'all was moving too fast. I think I was a junior, she was a freshman, and it was just like he didn't want his daughter pregnant that young. My dad didn't want me having a kid that young in high school. Yeah, and so they finessed us pretty much. Yeah, that's the that's the story, man. Beautiful soundtrack. I still have her on Facebook too.
Wow. I mean, that could have prevented true love from happening. Who
It could have,
knows?
because that was like a girl. I lost my virginity to her. I was at the time definitely in love with her. I felt like it, and I definitely think they did the right thing, because we probably would have had a kid younger than we were supposed to.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you were already having sex at 16,
Yeah.
and she was what?
14, 15? She's going on
That's
15.
pretty young.
Yeah.
And it's like just the variables of being a teenager and like not being responsible. Like if you're having sex a lot,
Yeah.
like,
We took
and also teens be fertile.
Yeah, very fertile.
Right.
We took the condom off pretty early too. So like we like, I feel like after like less than like the 6th time we had sex, the condom was already off.
Dang.
'Cause it was just like, I want to see if this feels better or not. And we were like, it does. Because it does.
Yeah. 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 You know it feels better to go raw. Well, Keenan, thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
Man, that was a blast. Yeah, follow him on social media. Go see him do stand-up live. Support the crew, TonyBaker and friends.
Yes, sir.
DC Irvin, Chaz, Keon Poli, everybody.
Brandon Lewis, man.
Brandon Lewis as well. All very funny guys.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Thanks for coming on here, bro. Love you, man.
Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it.